everyone, it's Rambling Hour with Lisa, season 13, episode 10. How are you guys? What's new with you? I tried to have this all set up, but you know, it always changes once I get so that's his love. Don't know if you can see it or not. I'm gonna just leave it and assume that you guys can tell what it says. This little cushion is a heart shape, and these ones are super soft, like those. Do you remember the snowflake ones I had in the winter? These are super, super soft, but I put my speakers behind the couch again, so that's how these are magically staying up, and that way no one's using them and getting them dirty on the couch. Boom. So we're a couple of weeks away from Valentine's, so I only get to do 2 Valentine's Day specials. And I thought about next Sunday maybe doing like craft and treat special from the kitchen for Valentine's Day if I'm feeling better and up to it. How am I feeling this week, you ask? Mom says, hi Lisa. Hi Mom. How am I feeling this week? Well, I look like I'm great, but I'm actually still sick. And I'm going to be making a doctor's appointment tomorrow because although there is like the 100-day cough, Steve was explaining to me that the way that I cough is not healthy or normal, and that he was the one who kept pushing, saying you need to call the doctor on Monday, you need to call the doctor on Monday, because I think I told you guys this last week, but I also looked it up. And when I cough, I can't take in air very well, so I may very well likely have a coughing fit while we're on our live right now. But I like even blowing my nose will make me have a coughing fit, which I cough very violently. And then now I've tried to train myself that when I cough to not because I can't intake air. I've tried to do it where I breathe through my nose to bring in air. Or I try to swallow, and I've tried to get through it. So I don't do it as much now. But in the beginning with this cough, I was doing cough, 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 and then trying to get air back in. And when I looked up whooping cough is what Steve thought I might have. When I watched adults with a whooping cough, I saw that that's basically what it is, and that's what the whoop is that you cough and then you do a whoop, trying to get air in. And so I may very well likely have whooping cough. And I tried to it's the last few days that he's been telling me I need to make a doctor's appointment on Monday. And so I've been trying to convince myself that, it's not that bad, it's going to go away. But I think it's gotten worse actually. And today I've kind of felt quite rough. And also I keep telling myself there's something wrong with my chest. As if it's a new thing to discover. There's something wrong with my chest. I think there's something in my chest. And sometimes it's a dry cough, but sometimes it's a phlegmy cough. So a wet cough. But like I said, you may very, very well likely within the hour that I will have a coughing fit. I don't look pretty when I do it. But it's, so yes, tomorrow morning I will. You don't really call the doctors to make an appointment anymore. You have to do it online. But you still have to do it in between the hours of 7:30 in the morning and 3 or something. The hours are open, which is really silly because you're filling out a form online anyways. But I will. I'll do it tomorrow. And hopefully I get an appointment right away. So if you have whooping cough as an adult, it can go away, but if it's not treated, if it's a bacterial whooping cough, you need antibiotics, and it can do damage if you don't get it treated. So I will have to do that. My necklace is quite old. It's from when I was I think maybe a teenager, maybe a young adult. I actually have 2 of them. Maybe I have 2 matching bracelets, but it was a Claire's thing. And I just love it. I only wear it maybe once a year, and maybe not every year, because when else would you wear a big fat heart like this? But for Valentine's, here we go. See, and I think, I just need to clear my... Okay, so there you go. I didn't think it would be that soon. And sometimes I think I just need to clear my throat, but it turns into that. Yeah, and so blowing my nose will make me go do that. And the other thing is, I mean, I read it as one of the symptoms of whooping cough is that you can cough so violently that it'll make you pee, sometimes make you vomit. But it doesn't help that I'm a woman of a certain age who didn't do her Kegel exercises when she was pregnant, and now there is that chance of weeing a little, especially when I get a coughing fit. So it's squeezing the legs together really tight when I get one of those coughing fits. So yes, you guys got to witness one already, and now I need someone to come in here for a minute because, or you guys are just gonna have to hold on, and it's just gonna be blank air for a second because I need to go blow my nose. I need to pee, and I know as soon as I start blowing my nose, I'm going to start coughing again. So please bear with me. I'm sorry that I'm going to have to like just leave it dead here for a second because I need to run and nobody is around to take over. So I will try and be as quick as I can. I'm sorry. There's not even a dog around to make noise in the background. Okay, sorry about that. Good news and bad news. The good news is that the hello Samantha. Samantha says hello. The good news is that I did wipe my nose and it didn't make me cough again. Bad news is that I had to leave you guys for a minute. I'm just gonna have a drink. Hopefully I don't go into a coughing fit again. Cheers. Samantha, for you and those of you who just tuned in, I ran away, but if you watch this back at the beginning, or like a few minutes ago, I was just explaining to people that I may very well have whooping cough. Samantha, did your kids have whooping cough? Because I know it's contagious. So I may have whooping cough, and I may very well, again, go into a coughing fit while I'm on here, so just bear with me. And Diane says hello. Hello. So, yes. Let's talk Valentine's. So, okay, I know that I say that I am trying to love the plants that I have and not buy anymore, but I was weak the other day and I went to get some pots for some house plants that I wanted to. Lucy says, hope you get better soon, Lisa. Thank you. I'm going to make a doctor's appointment tomorrow, so I will see, like, hopefully, if I do get antibiotics, hopefully that'll make me better soon. I went to the shop to get some little pots for some house plants, some cuttings that I had rooted in the kitchen in little, like a propagation station, like little water root, like take a cutting, put it in water, let it root, and then I was going to put them in little pots. And whilst there, I did see 2 houseplants that I wanted, and because of Valentine's Day, because I'm a sucker, this one, again, these are supposedly like calatheas. Calatheas are supposedly a hard one to keep alive and keep happy, but I really wanted this one because this leaf is more green with the, but look at these dark ones with the pink. I just think it's beautiful and it wanted to come home with me. And then there's one more plant that I got, but I thought I'd have this one as our plant for today for Valentine's Day. This cushion, I have no idea where I got it from. I did not sew it. I think it was a thrift store I got it from, but it's very cute. And then this I got a little addiction. So here there's a store called TK Maxx. In the United States, I think it's called TJ Maxx. And in Canada, I don't know if we have either of those, but I would compare it to like Winners, where it's like lots of name brand things, but they're discounted because they're like end of the line or they've come out of the name brand shops and whatever. So you just have to like, it's like the lady who worked there said it's like Aladdin's cave. Like you have to just go through and you can find so many treasures. Some things are still expensive and I wouldn't pay for them at their regular price, even their sale price. But some things are a steal and a bargain. And I did a lot of Christmas shopping there. And now it's just a little bit of a, not an addiction, but a little bit of a treat for me to go and see what they have, especially with decorating for every season. And as you know, for the different holidays and different things, I like to buy a couple new things each year. I got the burps. This is, and it has the recipe on it. I don't know if you can see, it says red velvet cupcakes. So it has the recipe on it and it has this tiny cute little wooden spoon, which I love. But this is not like the stuff to make red velvet cupcakes. It's candle, but I'm not going to burn it necessarily, but it's, I know, use it or lose it. I should burn it, but it smells so good, like so good. But Erica told us that red velvet cupcakes or red velvet cake is really just chocolate cake with red food coloring. Isn't it weird how your mind tricks you? Because I bet you are saying right now, if you've tried red velvet cake, that you're like, no, it's not. No, it has a completely different taste. Look up the ingredients and tell me that we're wrong, because I didn't believe it either. I looked it up and it is. It's chocolate cake with red food coloring. And no wonder I love it so much, because I love chocolate cake as well. Auntie Diane says, plants are much better than roses for Valentine's Day. Last longer, but flowers are nice too. True, but just like, I mean, you can buy yourself flowers for Valentine's Day. I bought this for myself, so, and actually this is the pot it came in too. So I really like the little basket, and so yeah, I do agree though. I might kill it, but it'll last longer than a bouquet of flowers will, at least. And actually, I've had luck with my calatheas, so wish me luck with this one too. I seem to be doing all right with them, so I think this one should be okay as well. We'll see. So I told you guys last week, I did start reading my book finally, the Many Faces of Maid, so Medical Assistance in Dying. I have started reading that. Very good book so far. But I told you guys about another book that I ordered, written by a comedian, based on his growing up and him as a teenager. It's based on age 13 3/4. And it's called The Secret Diary of a British Muslim by Tez Ilyas. And I hope I'm saying his name right. I was going to show you guys, I should have showed you last week when it was like in good condition, because this is what it looks like now, because the puppy may have, the puppy ate the homework, so I just wanted to take a picture with it. Luckily I've taken pictures of it already with my phone so I can read it on my phone, but it's, how do I fit this all in and still show that it's, so it was only £7 on Amazon. I may buy it again, and scrapbook with this one. But yeah, I am sorry to him and his book, what the dog did. So, but I do look forward to reading it. What else can we talk about that I mentioned? Okay, I read that. Oh, and then it actually, yep. Okay, so I'm caught up on that. Eating has been good. Me and Steve are back on the plan. I said last week because of his birthday, we had Chinese food and then we had Burger King one day. But the rest of this week, we've been eating healthy, smaller portions. And, he made something really nice tonight. So I had this beef. I love that he knows his meat, being like 100th generation butcher or whatever. He knows, like, so I had some cubes of beef in the fridge, and I didn't know if they were still good because they were past their date. And they smelled good to me. And so he cooked, then because I got him to come and check the meat, he decided to cook it and kind of took over. I was going to make something else with it tomorrow, but I'm glad that he did, because again, I'm not feeling well. So I just went and had a shower while he made tea for us. I had made grilled cheese and ham sandwiches for the kids, but he made this like, oh, I don't know if he'll want me to tell the recipe because he made it up, but it was so good. And tomato and beef is not like a new concept, but he made, so it had beef chunks, and he made it in the pressure cooker so that the meat would be tender, but that we could still eat it for tonight. So it was beef chunks and onion, celery, so red onion and white onion, because he was just using what we had in the house. So celery, garlic, and then he used rosemary, thyme, sage, salt, pepper. What am I forgetting? But he used, when he went in the garage to get, he went to get the tomato puree, which is like tomato paste in Canada. So the tomato puree, he went to get that, or a can of tomatoes, a can of tomatoes. And then he saw the black beans, so he put black beans in it as well, a can of black beans. I have had beef and tomato flavors together before, but never at home. And homemade like that here for ever. Like me or him have not made any recipe like that, but it was just like I could smell the rosemary, I could taste it. It was so nice, and the tomato and beef together is a lovely dinner. So that's what we had tonight. And we had a half of a sweet potato each as well. Auntie Dan says, we just had an elk steak last night, was so good, but Uncle, we're so gassy after. Good thing we didn't have any company over. I'm sure he's happy that you're telling me that. That's our problem with, well, a few things, but chickpeas will give us wind. And it's so unfortunate because, like, poppadoms, that's like a crispy, it's not bread, but it's like big, I've told you guys about them before, poppadoms. It's like a big, crispy circle of chickpea, like a chip for North American, crisp here, like it breaks apart, and it's really good. It's made from chickpeas or hummus, or even just chickpeas themselves. So we love them, but they definitely give us wind. Auntie Dan says, steak and tomato is great together. Our recipe was called oven Swiss steak. Oh, that sounds so good. And somebody else posted about elk as well the other day in Canada, and I know that I need to have some elk when we get there. I think I'm gonna have to cough again right away, but we'll see. I'll try. I do try and hold them off because I don't want to get into those coughing fits, and I definitely don't want to pee myself. But what were we talking about? Yummy food. Yeah, I don't know what, Steve. We keep track of our food on an app on our phone called it's not called Fit Buddy. I can't remember what it's called. Steve, if you're watching, which I don't know if he is or not, but he's not out with his mates tonight, so. Oh, Fit Pal? Yeah, maybe it's something like that. Fit Pal. I don't know. I'll put it in the comments, but we keep track of our eating on there. He has the premium one that he pays for. It's not very expensive, but I'm not paying for the premium one. I just use the basic one. And we keep track of our food, and then if one of us makes a meal or creates our own recipe, we can add it in there. So he's made the recipe, added all the ingredients that he made, and it'll tell you how many calories are in each portion and everything else. And now I can just go to his diary and look at his dinner for today and copy his into mine. And it's as easy as that for us to keep track of things. So we've been keeping track of what we're eating and how much we're eating, and keeps us accountable to that. So I like doing that. And Dan says, sometimes I keep track of old school pen and paper. Yes. And then she wrote LOL, laugh aloud. No, I actually like doing it that way too. And I like, because I'm trying to journal every day as well, I like doing that. And I have this thing that I was doing with my friend Samantha when we were in our group of working out and keeping track of our food. And I like to do it because if you put yourself in because it becomes like a game. If you give yourself like how many calories you're supposed to eat in a day, or how many calories you're supposed to eat in a meal, or how many carbs and proteins and fats or sugars you're supposed to have. Well, I guess sugar is going to carbs, but you know, if you give yourself your numbers that you're supposed to have, and if you need help figuring that out, let me know, and I'll let you know sort of how it works, or you can look on one of those apps. But if you have your numbers and then you put in your meal, and you see, because actually even when I write it down on paper, I still use that app to like convert it for me, so I know if I eat this, how many carbs, if it doesn't say on the package, do you know what I mean? And then you can see if you're meeting your goals, because you want to, you know, you don't want to go over those, but you also don't want to go under. You starving yourself, you're not going to lose weight or be healthy by starving yourself. You need to eat, and you need to eat, you know, so much in a day, so many calories to burn those calories to be healthy. So yeah, whichever way you want to measure it. What else do we need to talk about? I need to get out in the garden more. The weather's been nice the last couple of days, more mild, but again, not feeling so swell. Oh, we watched a few movies, and today Anne says, yes, eat lots of proteins. Definitely, I like meat. Oh man, I'm gonna cough again. I'm gonna keep talking until the cough comes. What was I saying? Oh, we watched 2 movies the last couple nights. Trying to keep the cough at bay. So on Friday night we watched the movie Killers of the Flower Moon. It's got Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro, and it's based on when the Osage people in, I can't remember what state it is in the United States, the Osage people, indigenous tribe, they had oil on their land and became quite wealthy because of it, and the white people were killing them off to take their money. It's directed by Martin Scorsese, and it was really good. I still think it was nice, and this is the one that they've been talking about, where Martin Scorsese was working with the Osage people to make it more accurate to their culture, their clothing, their beliefs, and everything else. And I love that it did that. I love that any indigenous story is being told and more closer to the truth. But I still think, and it was good, it was worth watching. Definitely, you know, I would say watch it. But I still think it was like a little bit of a soft version of what it was probably like. Like, I guess nobody wants to see like brutal, I mean, some people are into like brutal, like savagery and like, you know, like the Saw movies. They're just too gross for me. I'm really not into torture and grotesque, like things like that. I don't want to see that kind of killing and everything. But I think they made it a little too clean in this movie. So it told the story, but unfortunately, I think the real life and what they went through was probably a lot more horrific than they made it. You know, the deaths were just too easy in the movie. It was like, poo, in the head, like, you know, shot in the head and dead, and that was it. As if that was like, you know, it just, but it was still a really good movie. And then Brendan Fraser is in part of it close to the end, and that reminded me that I still hadn't seen The Whale with Brendan Fraser, where he plays like a severely obese man who's trying to reconnect with his teenage daughter. So last night we watched The Whale with Brendan Fraser, and my review of that is, yes, it was a good movie, same thing. It was emotional, it was a good watch. I'm glad we watched it. However, him being severely obese and eating himself away because of trauma that happened to him is unfortunate and a waste of a life, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I couldn't really feel sorry for his character any more than I would feel sorry for an alcoholic drinking their life away, or a drug addict using drugs to mask trauma and stuff. And I'm not going to pretend like I know what it's like to go through real trauma, because I haven't. But I also know that we have to have accountability, and it's just a waste of a life and your loved ones don't want to see you like that. People who have passed away who you're mourning, if you believe in an afterlife, that they can see you, they don't want to see you wasting your life like that either. But it's up to us to have accountability, and you're not responsible for the things that have happened to you, but you are responsible for how you handle it after they've happened to you. So are you going to drink or eat or use drugs to mask all of that? Or are you going to do therapy and work on yourself and do things to improve your life and not let that trauma define you? So, like I said, it was a good movie. I enjoyed watching it. But like I said, I didn't have sympathy for the character. And I would hate to ever be in a body that I don't even, like I said, even when I was pregnant, I didn't like the pregnant belly. I wanted to take it off. I don't like big clothes. I don't like bulky, like I don't like clothes in general. Like this, like these sleeves right now for talking to you guys and stuff is fine with my hair down and these sleeves because I'm not really doing anything. But really, if I had to get anything done, this and this would drive me insane. I would have to have my hair back, like take this off. I just don't like the bulking. So I couldn't imagine having a big body. It would just be in my way. It would drive me crazy. However, saying that and talking about eating healthy and everything else, I absolutely get emotional eating because I am and always have been one of those people that is like, I'm happy, let's celebrate, let's go out to eat. I'm sad, I'm feeling sorry for myself, like let me eat a poutine. Or, like I definitely am an emotional eater. Luckily, I've just never taken it to that extreme or those portions. And the character in the movie hadn't always been over obese like that. There was things that happened to make him that way. But anyways, those are my reviews of the movies that we've seen lately. We also watched a 4-part series called, oh no, what was it called again? There was something with the word keepers in it that we watched. But it was the same one. There's like something with metal detectors. It was a British show, a 4-part series. Something keepers. I don't know. Yeah, and anyways with metal detectors and stuff. It was good. We watched that. But yeah, what else is up? So I'm gonna have to cough because this tickle is just. Well, I don't know if I'm going to cough, but I need to clear my throat, and then that usually sends me into a cough. So here, let's watch Lisa. Okay. See, I wanted to say, oh, that's good. It was just a little cough. It's gone. But no. Sometimes when I get that, and she dances, be right back. Okay. Sometimes when I get the cough, like, Steve will say, are you alright? And I'm like, no, just not breathing. Give me a second to finish going through it. So, yes, all I can do is make a doctor's appointment tomorrow. That one wasn't as bad as the first one on here, and there might even be more in our hour, but we'll see how it goes. Hello, Melody. Melody just signed on. Yeah, my nose is just, so something's going on with this cold, and like I said, the good news would be that if I was diagnosed with whooping cough, then I would get antibiotics, and this can be gone sooner, but, now Melody said hello, so, we'll see how it goes. Valentine's Day is coming up. We will have another Valentine's Day special next Sunday. So yeah, if I'm feeling better, we'll do crafts and baking and something like treats and crafts in the kitchen. I'll do them both in one episode. But I don't think anybody wants me coughing all over the food. Well, you guys don't have to eat it, but it's still not going to look good, is it? And I won't be able to eat. Maybe we'll have to make healthy treats for Valentine's. I'll have to look and see what there is for that. Me and Steve aren't going to be going out for dinner on Valentine's. I've never been one to want to go out on Valentine's Day because there's just people everywhere. So even if we were to celebrate it, we would do it at home or do it on a different day. Amy, our daughter's birthday is on February 12th every year, same year. So she's going to be 32 this year. So we'll have to celebrate that as well. And so today's the 4th, so happy birthday to my best friend growing up, her mom. I told you guys that last week. So Nina Strombecky, her birthday is today. It's not on February 2nd, it's February 4th. So happy birthday to her. Yesterday was my brother's birthday, as well as some other people's birthdays. And so what's 4 plus 7 is 11. So yeah, so next week is, so then Amy's birthday is on Monday next week. So anyways, I'm just babbling and thinking out loud. How is everyone? What have you guys done in the last week? What is new with you? Guess what? The Christmas decorations have made it all up into the loft. I still need to put some of them away properly up there. Like, I need to get a few more clear bins and just organize it a little bit more up in the loft. But they are all up in the loft now. The house is pretty clean, even though I've been sick. Things are just ticking along, and our bathroom is still not done. So hopefully a reliable plumber will come along soon. Just to have our shower installed in the bathroom, in the downstairs bathroom, and then that'll be done, and I can add photos for all of you guys to see the hard work and everything in there. But what else? This week, so we have our biometrics appointment this week for our visas. So yay to that, because we won't get a decision before our biometrics are done. So that's coming up this week. We will. So, but when I see you guys next Sunday, we will have our biometrics taken. They put those on the visas, like on your actual visa card is your photo, and I think they have microchips in them as well, or I don't know how it works, but yeah, so they take a picture of us, they take our fingerprints digitally and all that good stuff. You might even get biometrics done now when you get your passports. I think you do when you get new passports and stuff, if you guys have a passport. But I don't have a new Canadian passport. However, I will be getting one in the summertime, which makes me happy, because when I got mine 10 years ago, nearly 10 years ago, I had shaved my head for raising money for cancer. So I have no hair in my passport, and it's been like that for 10 years. Also, it doesn't have the name Furlong on it because I only got married 6 years ago, so I will be changing that as well so that I can actually go by Lisa Furlong, and I'll have, and it does say Furlong and McDermott on my driver's license, but I want it for the visa process and everything else. I go by McDermott as well still, because that's what's on my passport. So I just wish these things were a little bit more easy and simple, but they're not. But, yeah, everybody's good here, besides, like I said, this whole lingering. Erica still has a cough as well, so I'm going to listen, and I'll ask the doctor when I go about, like, if she might need to go to the doctor as well if I have whooping cough, and she might have whooping cough. Although we have all been vaccinated as children, all my kids are up to date on their vaccinations, but I guess there's also a booster that you can get as adults for whooping cough. So Melody says, you always wanted to be a Furlong even when you were a kid. I know that is weird. So Melody's talking about Eddie Furlong from, you guys might know him from Terminator 2, the kid in Terminator 2. I also know him from Pet Sematary 2 and some other movies. Yeah, I totally had a crush on Eddie Furlong. I had his posters all over the back of my door in my bedroom, and he has the same color eyes as me. And I know I need to look back in my old journals and writing and everything else from when I was a kid, because I'm almost certain that I would have wrote Lisa Furlong then, like signing my, my married name for when I married Eddie. Little did I know that I would ever marry a Furlong and actually really sign my name, Lisa Furlong. So it's funny how those things in life work out. Oh no, I have another cough. Okay, it might just be that. Yeah, okay. No, there's more, but I'll try and keep talking until the cough won't let me push it back down. Yeah, but Furlong is not the easiest name to sign, like the F, like in cursive writing, like handwriting, the F is like weird, because you don't want to do it where it looks like a J, so I have to practice more, whereas McDermott I've practiced my whole life. I don't know what else to tell you guys. I told you about my watch on Steve's birthday. I broke my Apple Watch, an expensive accident. So my wrists are naked. no baking because then I'll eat it. So I haven't done any baking, but I do want to do more recipes in the kitchen, which I've told you guys about. So there is things that I need to do with grocery shopping this week. And like I said, I was going to use that beef for a recipe, but there's these beef, like these steak taco things that Thomas wants me to make. So that's on my agenda, as well as a I can't remember what it is, what country of origin it is, but there was some other ethnic dish that I saved that I want to make. It's kind of, it's like a stew. Yeah, I can't remember. So I'm just babbling now. I mean, rambling. Yep. Sleep has been nice, so Melody says, I'm making a new recipe tonight. What is your new recipe, Melody? Oh, and I'll tell you guys something that I did make this week that was so, as they would say here, gorgeous. Like, so yummy. So yummy. I'll tell you about it right now while Melody's writing out her recipe. It was a bit of something I saw online and a bit of making it up myself. I had butternut squash, and I was looking for a way, like Steve just said, roasted butternut squash, that's fine, but we've had it like that before. And what was the meat I was having with it? Oh, fish. I made fish. It was like that was so good too. It was like a lemon and something, like lemon and herb basa, and it was very, very nice. It just came in, it's like fillets, whatever, and I made that in the oven. But what I did with the butternut squash, first I roasted it in the oven, then I cut it into cubes, but in the meantime, while it was roasting in the oven, I did onions and garlic, and red onions. Oh yeah, I said onions. Red onions, garlic. I added the cooked butternut squash, and for spices I used sumac, cumin, cinnamon, salt and pepper, and then I put spinach in, and then I added, which is crazy that I even had it because I had it frozen, which I have another one frozen so I can make this recipe again. It was just a small package of goat cheese, and I cannot tell you how yummy it was. Now I know cheese might not be the healthiest ingredient in there, but it was so good with those spices and everything else. It was so yummy that even if I wasn't eating healthy, I would have that again. Melody says it is stuffed jumbo shells with ham/potatoes and peas in a cream sauce. Melody, that sounds so delicious and so not on the meal plan for us right now. But it does sound very yummy. Thomas made, the other day, he made a pasta with it was like sausage meat, but like loose sausage meat, so like a spicy beef, and pasta and like a cream cheese sauce. And I tasted a little bit, and it tasted very nice. But it was not, me and Steve couldn't eat it for dinner. That might have even been the same night that I made our delicious food, so luckily we had something delicious to eat as well. But yes, I definitely suggest trying that. That I said, Melody, yours sounds yummy. But okay, so do you make the it says ham/potatoes. Do you mean hamburger, like minced beef, or do you mean ham, like cut up ham and potatoes and peas, okay, mashed up potatoes and ham pieces and then peas, and then you stuff it into the jumbo shells and then put a cream sauce on top? Is the meat and peas and potato squeezed together to be your filling for your shells? Oh, I love pasta. Finely diced ham and potatoes. I love pasta. Cured ham. So, yeah, speaking of carbs with carbs, just like a pierogi would be, which is like a potato dumpling. It's like dough with potato in it. Me and Steve saw that somewhere too, so we haven't tried this, but we saw it and I was like, oh, even better, carbs with carbs with carbs. It was, okay, so here they eat like a chip butty. So you can eat like slices of bread with butter on, and then you put like what we would call French fries, but chips, like steak cut fries, like big fat fries, and you eat it's like a potato sandwich basically. Or they do crisp butties here too. Butty, not buddy with D's, but butty. Is just another word for sandwich. And they'll put like crisps, what we call chips in North America. So like ready salted, which you might call original in North America, or salted. They just eat like bread again with butter and potato chips, like crisps in it. Crunchy, crunchy, crunchy. But we saw, it was a sandwich with crisps or chips, whatever you want to call them, like the potato, like the crunchy ones that you get in a bag, and instant noodles. Like your cheap, your cheap noodles cooked, and they had that in a sandwich, and it was like, well, I'm not going to knock it until I try it, but it's like carbs, carbs, and carbs. Now they said it had cream cheese too, and cheddar cheese. Oh, Mel. Like, her recipe has, that's what she's making tonight. That sounds really, really yummy. Yeah, I don't even, what time is it? I can't look at my watch because I killed it. We have 20 minutes left to ramble. Isn't it fun? I'm glad I do these because look how good my hair looks today, and I'm not going anywhere. It's nighttime. Who knows how often I would actually do my hair if I didn't do these lives every Sunday. So because Steve hasn't gone out to carts because his mates aren't out. Oh, my neck is getting sore from like the way I was sitting. I might just, and because I'm not feeling well, I might just go up and watch TV with him after I'm done here. Mel says I will take pictures when I am making it and when it is ready. 1:48, Mom says. Like, she actually told me the time. Yeah, I thank you, which means it's 8:48 here. But I also was like, yeah, how much time have we rambled for? I do believe that I took pictures of our fish and the dinner I was talking about. I did not take pictures of what Steve made tonight, but it was cooling on the counter so we could put it in the fridge. There's some left, so I will try and take a picture of that as well. Yes, Melody, please do take pictures, and I will live through your photos and maybe dream about how yummy it would taste. Too quiet. Okay, what else is new? I slept a lot this week. Even after I woke up and Steve went to work, I would just lie on the couch and go back to sleep because I just haven't been feeling great. That's why I was reading my book as well, which is nice that I thought, because I was like, well, if I'm going to lie here and feel like crap anyways, then I might as well do something productive. So I was reading my book. But you know what happens when I read? It's funny because I can listen to podcasts and do stuff and not get tired, but as soon as I start reading my book, even if I'm enjoying the book, my eyes get heavy and I want to just sometimes I don't even take off my glasses or anything. I just put my phone or the book down on my chest, close my eyes and just have a little nap if I have the time to do that. And then you wake up and you're like, okay, I better get back to reading. Does this happen to anybody else or is it just me? I would like to get through some of these books that I keep buying, so I need to not fall asleep while I'm reading them. Sometimes, I don't know what to talk about. This is a hairy pillow. This was actually a pillowcase that I think it was Aurora's. And she didn't want it anymore, so instead of getting rid of it, I put it with the Valentine's stuff. So there's these ones that were Aurora's too, because she used to be purple. This is cool how it changes purpley, it's not is it called iridescent? Is that what that's called? So this hairy one looks good with those purple pillows. And then this one This still has a hook on it, so like the plastic hook that from the shop, so I could hang it up. But this one doesn't sit on the couch, but I had it on the couch today for the purpose of the podcast. These red ones aren't anything special, so those are the ones that I use to put my head on to sleep on the couch during the day, because I have to come downstairs after Steve goes to work because I have the puppy that isn't allowed on our bed. So if I want to go back to sleep, I come down here. Yes, that same puppy who chewed up that book of mine. Outside, like I said, the weather is more mild here right now, so I haven't had to put the heater on for -0 overnights. I don't know if that'll stay, like, our coldest months are usually January and February, although we had snow in December this year, which is crazy but cool. So it is February, but I don't know if we're going to get still some minus temperatures or not. I'm sure we will, but I can't believe how quickly time is going by. Spring, we were talking about spring, and there was something that I couldn't remember that was happening in spring, but then I remembered, and now that we're talking about it, I don't remember. Like, I know that our grandson is turning 1, that Steve is going to Canada for a memorial funeral thing for someone who's passed away, and March, April, we're doing a big celebration thing for Steve's parents because they're having their, I can't remember, 30-something wedding anniversary, plus turning 75 and 80. His mom is turning 80 and his stepdad's turning 75, so we're doing a big thing, the family get-together for that for a weekend. What else was happening? March, April, May, and then June, and Erica's on her final year of school, so she has her exams, year 11, so she has her exams, and then July and August is Canada. Tom's dog, Melody said, Tom's dog, Sasha, is already 1, so she's already had her birthday. Auntie Dan says, sorry, a lady came to buy a filing cabinet. I had to help her load it. That's okay, Auntie. I don't think you missed much, just me trying to think of what to talk about. Anyways, yeah, there was something about the spring, but I do love the spring here because that's when the gardening, the thing is, like, spring is, like, so exciting because you get nice days, and then the anticipation of summer, and it's just so exciting. Once summer comes, you're just like in a state of like, oh my god, I gotta enjoy this because it's gonna be gone so soon, and I don't want it to go anywhere. Whereas spring, you just know that it's like, yes, I get all this time, plus summer's on its way. Melody said, you said a puppy chewed your book. Yeah, the book that I was gonna tell you guys about, the Secret Diary of a British Muslim, age 13 3/4, but that has nothing to do with spring. It's just the next book I'm going to read after I'm done the one I'm reading now. But luckily, like I said, I took photos of it, which is why it was on the dining room table. She did it, wasn't on the floor or anything. She took it off the dining room table and did this to it. So I've already taken pictures of it. I don't think any of the pages are actually like totally wrecked or missing. Just the back. And so, yeah. So I have it on my phone already so that I can read it next when... But that's the one that Sasha... That's what I was talking about when I said... Oh, I was about to put this around the back cover, but there is no back cover. Sasha. Melody said Shasta? No, Sasha. S-A-S-H-A. Yes, Sasha. Yes. Puppy Sasha. Auntie Dan says, I've been binge watching Grey's Anatomy. So good. I used to watch Grey's Anatomy back in the day, but then it became a point where I didn't care anymore and it just wasn't that interesting. But there is a couple of shows that we want to eventually binge watch as well. What else did we start watching? Man, my brain. Oh, we started watching that. It's called Fool Me Once. And it's got Michelle Keegan in it, a British actress, and I love her. She's like my female crush of an actress. She's quite tiny, like skinny, and I don't usually like skinny on men or women, but she's very pretty, and I just love her personality, and I love her in everything that I see her in, and even in interviews. But Melody says, I love Grey's Anatomy. So, yeah, it's called Fool Me Once, and I think it's on Netflix. And it has to do with her husband dies, but then she swears she sees him. So she thinks he faked his death, and it's just all this crazy stuff. So, Melody says, I've been watching... Oh, Auntie Diane says, I saw that one on Netflix. So you guys do have Fool Me Once on your Netflix, Auntie Diane? Is that what you're talking about? And Melody says, I've been watching Transplant. Or, Auntie Diane, did you say... No, wait, you said your comment before Melody, so I don't know what Transplant is.
Love you.
I love you too. You want to come and say hi?
No.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
Okay, good night.
Love you.
Love you. That was just Erica. Yes, I don't know what Transplant is. I have to look it up. But definitely, if you guys have anything to suggest to us. Like I said, there's that other one that we watched. Treasure Keepers? No, I don't remember what it's called. And it wasn't like anything that... Like, I would say Fool Me Once is more interesting. And Dan says, hi, Erica. I'll tell her that you said hi. She's already gone. Which means it must be 9 o'clock. I wish you guys could smell this. It smells like... Oh, smells like... It says red velvet cupcakes, but it smells... Definitely smells like something in the kitchen. Smells sweet. Like some type of icing or something. Like it does. It smells really good. That's why I just told you, because it has its lid on it, but leaning forward like this, I can still smell it a bit. We have 9 minutes to ramble, and then I will go spend time with Steve and watch TV. Yes, Melody says, do you have any cinnamon hearts left? Actually, I do. I still have some in the freezer as well, so thank you for checking in. Cinnamon hearts are one of my favorite things. I'll have them on display next Sunday when we do the kitchen Valentine thing. But yes, I have them at my desk in the office in a jar, so when I'm working at my desk, I will take some out and have a few. Auntie Dan says, we had last week a tornado wind for only 10 minutes, but it did a lot of damage. Blew somebody's trampoline across the field, hit our camper, and damaged one of Arthur's vehicles parked at the back. It ended up in the ditch alongside the road. 112-kilometer winds. Yeah, we get crazy winds here too. And it keeps taking the cover off my polytunnel. We have to find a way to keep the cover on the polytunnel. Luckily, it's like pinched into one corner with this stuff that's holding it. Otherwise, it would have been gone onto the train tracks as well. But we need to find a way to keep it down, because the wind gets in it and just pulls the cover off of it. So I'm not sure, but yeah. So luckily, the days that we seem to have these crazy winds tend to be warmer and above zero, so it's not the days that I need the polytunnel cover to stay on, where I have to light the heater in it. But yeah, I don't like the crazy winds. We've had more crazy winds this winter than I can remember, and I don't know if it's because I'm paying attention more because of the polytunnel, but I swear we have not had this many windstorms in other winters. So that's crazy. And then I don't know how that works. If it's like a tornado or a wind like that and it does damage, is that for insurance purposes, is that considered just like hail and stuff? Is that considered an act of God? So if the trampoline hits your truck and there's damage, will that be covered by insurance because it was the trampoline that hit your truck? Or is it because it was the wind that did it, like I said, an act of God and not covered by insurance? I think some people have policies where some of the acts of God, like hail and stuff, can be covered, but it's really unfortunate when it's not covered and then you have to pay for that damage. But I'm glad that nobody was injured or people weren't injured. At nighttime for snacks, although we shouldn't be snacking anyways, but we've just been eating yogurts, and I like to put a few raisins in my yogurt cup. It's just hard to get the not snacking at night when you're watching TV. Auntie Diane says, was crazy, scary in town, trees blowing down, blocking roads. Yeah. Yeah, it is crazy how the damage that Mother Nature can do. Power outages in areas. Yeah, I can't remember. I think there was flooding here as well. But it is, like I said, it's crazy what Mother Nature can do. We don't know who it's going to happen to, where it's going to happen, and what's going to happen. So whether it's fires, flooding, tornadoes, some places volcanoes. I was listening to a prediction thing, a prediction podcast episode, and like take it with a grain of salt, right? But I mean, it is interesting to listen to the 2024 predictions, and then at the end of the year, see if any of them came true, even if you don't believe in it, just like for fun. But one of them, so the one I was listening to, like, let's each like psychic person or whatever speak for 10 minutes and tell their predictions, and then that's it. After 10 minutes, it goes to the next person. But one of them predicted something with volcanoes in Hawaii, which, I mean, yeah, most of the mountains, like most of the islands of Hawaii are volcanoes. But so it's like one of those things. It's like it's going to happen sometime, but that could be devastating if it does happen. So yeah, there's just so many different natural disasters and things that could happen. But we just got to hope that we're all safe. Also, don't forget that while we're comfy in our beds and sitting here rambling about food and things, that there's lots of people going without the basic things. People who had a normal life like this not long ago, and now they're in war-torn countries. We got to pray for, like, on both sides, right? Russians and Ukrainians. Nobody wants. There's few people who want war. There is a few of them, but most people just want to be safe, healthy, happy, and, you know, with the basic needs met. So, you know, like, and then obviously the Israel thing, and now the bombings in the Red Sea, and all this shit. Yes, Melody says, do you eat avocado? Yes, I do. And I do have avocados in the fridge. I guess if you're eating healthy, avocados are very rich and can be very fatty if you eat too much of them. But I do like my avocados. So what are you suggesting, Mel? A yummy breakfast is scrambled eggs, avocado, and, you know, if you have the money for it. I mean, you don't have to have it all the time, and you don't have to have a lot of it, but like smoked salmon. Oh, I haven't had it in probably over a year, actually, or more, but I think it's time for smoked salmon, avocado, and scrambled egg breakfast. Melody says, and Dan says, Groundhog Day, February 2nd, only 6 weeks till spring. How was it there? It feels like spring here today. Yeah, it's mild here, so it has been nice. The dogs are just coming through to go outside. I know that, I think it was both in Canada and in the US that the groundhogs didn't see their shadow, so 6 weeks left until spring or something, I don't know. But they don't have Groundhog Day here, and like I said, the weather here is more mild anyways than the prairies, so who knows, I don't want to get my hopes up with the weather and then us have like a cold spell again. So I'm not going to like be taking my plants out of their winter houses yet. But I do want to put my big grow light that I have in the kitchen that Steve bought me for, was it for my birthday or Christmas? I think it was Christmas. I want to put that out in the greenhouse. Not only because it's so bright that I'll be able to be in my greenhouse after it gets dark outside, but also when I was in my greenhouse to get some things a couple days ago, and it's just so addicting. It's just like, I want to be out there, and weirdly, Steve called me on the phone at the same time while I was out there, and I said, it's so, like, I love my greenhouse, and when I go out there, I am just like, why am I not out here every day? But then I get addicted, and then I start neglecting things, because then I just want to be gardening all the time. Melody says, I have smoked salmon in the fridge right now. There you go. If you have avocado and smoked salmon, just make some scrambled eggs, and yummy. And Jan says, right. Melody says, how do you eat the smoked salmon with eggs and avocado? What do you mean? You just cut it up with your knife and fork, take a little bit of salmon, a little bit of, I just have the avocado like scooped out, take the pit out, scoop it, slice it. And so you take a little bit of salmon, a little bit of avocado, and a little bit of scrambled eggs and eat it in your mouth. Just have to have those flavors together. And Dan says, salmon, so expensive now. Salmon's always been expensive. That's why I don't have it very often. I imagine it's, your guys' prices, again, in Canada are insane right now. So I can only imagine. Yes, this package is $23.99. Mel, and Dan says, that's not bad, Mel. Oh, okay. I will try that tomorrow. That's expensive. I cannot believe the prices that you guys have for things in Canada right now. Like, it is beyond stupid, some of the prices, so I do feel bad for you guys there. Luckily, I know you guys, and I know you come from the same family as me, so I know that we know how to be frugal and make food go a long ways if we need to. So, Melody, tell me how you like it if you're trying it tomorrow. We are at the hour, and although I really do love visiting with you guys, and I was looking forward to this, I wish I felt better. But hopefully I'll feel better next Sunday. But I am so happy to do these rambling hours. I'm so happy when you guys have the time and you join me to interact. It makes me just so happy. I can ramble to myself, but it's not the same. I love doing it when we're all here together and even with different people popping in and out. So I do want to have more guests, old guests, new guests, and different things, but... Auntie Diane, Mom says, bye Lisa, love you. I love you too, Mom. And Auntie Diane says, I guess depends how big your package is. Laugh aloud. But she's talking about the salmon. Like, yeah, for the price, $23.99, it depends how much salmon you got. But, yeah, I'll have to look and see what our salmon is compared to what you guys have, for prices. All right, you guys have a great week. I will let you know next Sunday if it is whooping cough. If you want to see me coughing like a crazy lady, then after I post this, you can start watching it from the beginning, and you'll see me shortly after I start having a coughing fit. And Melody said that's for one sheet of salmon. Oh, usually, I don't know. The way ours comes, it comes with like a couple sheets. But again, I guess it depends if it's like that size or if your sheet is that. Anyways, I'll have to look at how many grams. I love you guys, and we will see you next Sunday for Valentine's special. All right? Have a great week. Bye.